session. Also would like to introduce you to three of my Water Sewer Commission members. The chairman is Dave Heino, Mike Luba, and then Paul DeJudas. They've been involved with this project pretty much from the inception. So they've actually gone out and done some site visits of other communities that have this similar type program that we're talking about. So I asked them to come and have basically join us to get this firsthand presentation as well, because what occurred is they went through all the legwork and looking at the different types of systems, and then the city took it out to bid in the fall. So this is really the first time they're seeing it since the early fall of last year, correct? September. So that being said, first thing I'd like to say is I know there was some postings, some Facebook issues, and that this was related to the DT Smart Meter program that is out. And that, just to clarify that, this has nothing to do with the DTE. It's similar technology, but the city of Taylor has had the digital water reading system, meter reading system for about 15 years. We were one of the first in the area to do the drive-by reading, where it actually reads from your house and a car drives by and reads the system. That system has about a life of 12 to 15 years, and we are reaching that period. And what we're experiencing at this point, and what has prompted this whole process, has been we're experiencing a large volume of breakdown in the system. For example, our system has about 21,500 water meters. As of yesterday, we're sitting at about 7,250 of them, which are not reporting when we go by to do the meter reads. So we're having to estimate about a third of our water system's bills are being estimated at this particular time.
So they can't get out and read it at the house?
We would have to go to each individual home. Is that correct, Steve?
Pretty much how it's set up right now, you would have to go to each individual home. They do got a touchpad read, but once again, that'd be labor intensive. You have one person that's able to do it, and you have to do some, not a large amount of work, but maybe.
So with 7,200 of them
Yeah.
down, it's pretty much impossible for us to read that. And I forgot to introduce, this is Steve Toth. He's one of my water and sewer foremen. Sue Lyle, who has worked on the billing side of the water system for quite a long time. And then we do have the Aetna and census folks, which we'll be presenting here soon. But starting from that point again, we're looking at about a third of our system is basically down, and we're estimating bills, which is somewhat pushed this along, but this clearly is a situation of we need to make decisions to move the water system forward. In fact, some of the things are so serious that we had one resident who had a $7,000 water bill. Now $7,000 worth of water has gone through his pipes, but it was a rental home, and his residents could have turned the water on and left it running, but so he's coming to my doorstep saying, how can I have a $7,000 bill? And we've actually, went out there and physically read the meter, and it's accurate. But based on taking estimates, we don't catch things like that. Now that's an extreme situation, but as we estimate more and more bills, and clearly 7,000 are estimated, those situations are going to be becoming more prevalent. And you just can't run a good business on this type of system as it decays.
So are you saying this new proposed system will have caught some kind of exceptions like that?
Yes, it will, and you'll hear about the benefits of the system as we make the presentation. But this system actually is in a number of communities in the area, and it would actually catch it. You could catch it on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. A scenario like that. Or for water, like we were going through many times this winter where the pipes were bursting and no one was home. And we get notified because the neighbor saw water running out of the house to go shut it off, this system would immediately flag it, and we would know about it pretty much like that, where we could get someone out to shut the water off at the curb.
On the current system, how do you estimate the bills? What formula do you use as far as estimating bills under those 7,000 folks that are?
Sue, how are we currently
It
estimating?
takes the average consumption from the past 6 bills.
6 bills? Okay.
That's a year.
But, you know, just some general information for the council. You know, the water department bills about $8 million a year, just in water. So it is a fairly sizable business for the community, which allows the community to do many things as it contributes to the general fund in other areas. So it is something that we definitely need to pay attention to, as it's you know, important part of the community and its revenue source. Last thing I'm going to say before I turn it over to Census to give their presentation is this proposal was taken out to bid. It was actually taken out in the fall and put on Mitten, which it actually went out to about 56 potential vendors. And of the 56, about 5 of them came in for a on-site meeting. And then we only had one bid in response to that, but there were 56 that were notified, 5 who attended, and 1 that actually put forth a bid based on the criteria that we put forward. And the criteria was put together by the previous administration, also the purchasing agent who had done this system in another community, and Mr. Sneehall from IT. So it was formally taken out, and these are the bidders who put forth their system. I must say with Census and Aetna, well particularly Aetna, we've been working with Aetna for almost 20 years in our water and sewer department. So this isn't a company that has just showed up at our doorstep. We've got a long and outstanding relationship with them. So it's not like we're stepping into you know, uncharted waters. We've got a good relationship with them, and they've been a strong vendor for us for years. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to them to give their brief presentation, and then we'll answer questions, and I'll tell you, I'll wrap it up with kind of where I see this going and kind of timelines.
Great. Thank you for your time. I'm Kevin Smith, Manager of Technical Sales for Census. We're the manufacturer of the meters and the infrastructure. Bill Pitch from Aetna, and Tim McKinn, also from Aetna there. And this is just a couple short slides. You've seen the presentation. Like I said, they've worked, Census and Aetna have worked together for many, many years with the city of Taylor. Who Census is. So Census is a manufacturer of electric, gas, and water meters. We've been in business for over 100 years, been making meters for that long. And so as the technology grew, Census has acquired or built their own technology to support the new infrastructure, AMI infrastructure, or advanced infrastructure. Okay. We currently have in the United States about 400 projects between electric, gas, and water that are deployed, either completed or in process. We got about 12 million smart points, or the radios that goes on the side of the house or in the pits, that are currently deployed. And then we work in all the states and 3 Canadian provinces. And the international project, I don't know if anybody's done research on Census, just won the UK bid for the 16 million meters in the UK. So they're all the same infrastructure. They buy different meters over there, but the infrastructure, the same infrastructure we're proposing here, is going to be used in a 16 million meter deployment in Europe.